Ahil, so I'm back with my last part, that is part number five. So just to give a quick recap, we have discussed in part one, like various rules which we have to apply, like 100 minus A should be invested into equity, whatever is that should go into debt. Let's say you have 100 rupees in flow, then 40 should be allocated for EMI, 30 for savings, and 30 for day-to-day expenses. And then we have saw various debt-related options like PF, VPF, PPF, and we saw like gold related investment option, obviously within equity, diversified equity, mutual fund versus regular equities. And then we have seen options with the real estate, NPS, and then how which are the insurance products you should buy. And then we have also discussed how to withdraw your money for the various goals. So now, as I mentioned, we will be moving into a next part, that is the last final part. As I mentioned, this is heart of the entire session. This particular sheet will help you to understand what is the corpus you require, how much savings you should do, and also where should you invest this money and how many years it will require to accumulate this corpus. Okay. So again, let me give you a standard disclaimer. All these particular sessions are only for educational purpose. You are not going to take any financial decision based on this videos you saw so far, or either any of these PPTs you have read, or this Excel sheet which you have maybe using from our website or anywhere. So it's not recommending. You have to consult your financial planner. Let your financial planner give you a right advice who is qualified to give you. Okay. So what is this sheet? Let's first enter your name, date of birth. So with this age, it will derive how much percentage you should invest in equity and debt, and then obviously dependents. This is used in generating various components like how much of insurance you need, how much of health insurance you need. And in a risk type, we have defined as a three types of risk, that is standard, conservative, and aggressive. So standard already you saw, it will be 100 minus age should go into equity, rest will go into debt. For a conservative, the equity exposure will be 5% less, and the standard, sorry, and your debt will be 5% higher. For aggressive, exactly reverse, 5% more in your exposure to the equity. Okay. So who should go for an aggressive? Aggressive is generally if you have both wife and husband are working, you are maybe in your let's say late 20s, early 30s. You don't have many dependencies, your parents are not dependent on you, you don't have high liabilities and other things, should always go for aggressive. Conservative, who has higher dependencies, lot of liabilities already in hand. Kids are like already as a 10 12 years, or they're in teenagers where there are larger expenses are coming up, should always opt for a conservative approach. Standard is a regular one, so I generally suggest people, if you go with a standard, that's more than sufficient. Okay. Now let us look at inflow versus outflow sheet, how it will help you. Okay. So the very first, so let's say for example, it will automatically compute your age, and the second column is it is asking us how much annual percentage we should increase in your investment. Let's say for example, this year we have started with 20,000, so next year 10% is 22, then it becomes 26, so on and so forth. So you'll be increasing your investment by 10 percentage. What is the expected returns from debt? So here it is mentioned as an 8. So 8 in the sense, we assume that you have invested a lot of money in like PF, VPF, and corporate debt bonds where the returns are higher. If you have invested into traditional insurance products, or lots of money is in your FDs and other thing, then it will be a 6% only. Okay. And equity, so far we have spoken about 14-15% kind of return, but we are going with a 12% as a conservative worst case scenario. Still that is good enough. And here the last time to retire, so you have to decide when you are planning to retire. So this sheet will tell you will be able to retire by that time or not. So you have an option to choose from 0 to 30, whichever fits you can take up this one. Okay. So now let us look at what. So first of all, you have enter your various cash flow expenses. So you have cash flow cash flow, that is either in form of salary, if you have any rental, if it is in rental, and income from other sources, if you have anything like dividend income or an agriculture income, anything that you could enter over here. So it will says total inflow. What is the surplus you have? So based on the various expenses we have entered, it will give you and recommended savings. So if recommended saving is 20,850 and surplus is 21,000, then it is obviously green. If it becomes in vice versa, so your recommended saving is 20,700, but you are able to save only 20,516 as surplus. That's why it is right. So make sure you try to reach to the goal of recommended saving that is required. Does not mean just to make this number green, don't reduce or increase any value. So you try genuinely this number to save every month, that is 20,850 if these earnings are true. Now next it will give you straight away how much you should invest into equity and how much you should allocate for the debt based on your age. This is derived and based on the risk appetite you have decided. Okay. Now the next you have to enter your assets current value. When I say assets, the assets which you can maybe in future if it is required, you can liquidate that and use for the goals. Let's say for example, home you are living is not an asset because it is you will require a shelter throughout your life. If you have a second home, yes, that will be one asset. Whatever you have a debt options like FD, PF, EPF, PPF, you can mention the amount here. Equity or equity related products like equity mutual funds, gold or any others investment options, enter the current asset value as of today and just enter all your liabilities over here. So it will give you your net worth. Then here on the right hand side, it will allow you to add your monthly expenses. There are various heads I've given like grocery, mail, petrol, electricity, internet, each and everything you can enter. And also everybody has some expenses which are once or twice in a year you have to pay, like your school fees, your shopping bills, maybe your term insurance or other insurance premiums you pay once or twice in a year, your motor service, like you may have to go for your car services and other thing or a car insurance, and then you may go one or twice in holiday every year, some furniture or electronics which changes. Okay, so that is calculated and it comes as your monthly expenses. And then if you have any EMI amount or any other amount which you are committed to give every month, that amount you can enter. So your total outflow will come. After that, you enter your goals. Here we have given five options or five rows for enter five different goals. Generally, we believe two education, two marriage, one maybe leisure, holiday, another thing. If you have more, you can enter more. Otherwise, five goals which is given. So first of all, what is the goal? And from today, after how many years it will come? Let's say, for example, your kid is 3 year old. So at age of 18th or 19th, will enter into a graduation. That time you may require a big corpus. So that's it. From today, it is 15 years. And what is the value as of today? So let's say if you have to get an admission into a similar kind of in college, you think maybe after 10 or 15 years. So what is that particular fees approximately you can enter if it is 12 lakhs, 12 or 15 lakh rupees. Same way, so marriage, if the marriage event has to happen today and in your community, if the expenses is 10 to 12 lakh rupees, you better enter higher side, that is 12 lakh rupees. If you have planned to upgrade your house or something, and what will be the upgrade value, 30, 40, 50 lakhs, whatever it is. Maybe as a contingency you want to keep, even though you have a health insurance, but still some of the things which are not covered, you want to keep as a 5 lakh contingency for health insurance. And then you may want to have one good big international holiday or any other buying a car or something that you can enter over here. So now after entering all these things, it will give you, so what amount you should invest into equity and how much, and always into the debt. So now the breakup is also given. So your 12,800 rupees are distributed into four equity mutual funds, that is 25% in large cap, 25 multi cap, 25 blue chip and 25 mid cap. And also it is suggesting how much you should invest into debt, that is 8,000. So obviously the number will come little odd like 3,200. So you can think of rounding it to 3,500 if you have a surplus, or might be 3,000. Or either you take two funds 3,500 into two, and other two funds 3,000 into two. That could be another way. Okay. So once you enter this value, and then in your retirement, what could be your expected? So let's say your return expected from current savings in retirement will be 9% if you have a good combination of equity and debt. 9 if you are heavily towards endowment policies, insurance products, or real estate, then it could go as low as 5 to 6% also. Okay. Then what will be the inflation? So inflation generally standard is 6%. You can go conservatively as a 6, but yes, sometimes it could be 4 and a 5 itself. Beyond that, it may be not required. Okay. Then what will be the return from debt investments? Again, you could go anywhere in the range of 6 to 8% in a retirement. If you want to be conservative, go for 6. Equity investment options, we are suggesting 12 because during pre-retirement we will be investing into aggressive mutual fund like multi-cap and mid-cap. Might be in our retirement we will have more of a large cap or a blue chip, so hence we are giving 10 percentage. This is the standard formula, multiple of annual expenses. Anybody who is in their age of retirement or planning to retire, if they have 35 times of their annual expenses, if somebody's annual expenses is 10 lakh rupees and if you have 3.5 cr, you can retire easily. And during a retirement, what percentage you want to keep in debt and equity? So the debt option you can enter, equity it will calculate automatically. As I mentioned already, I will suggest maybe go with a 50-50, but it's your call. Once you reach 60, you can go for 60 debt and 40 equity, and there onwards keep the constant. Okay, once you enter the value in a retirement planning sheet, this will calculate each and everything and will give you an input also. So it is saying that you will require 2.86 cr based on your expenses and goals all put together, and you will have 8.8675 already. So you can now retire easily because you have already surplus of 33,000. Okay, now if you look at, already it has calculated and mentioned. So your goal is 15,000 rupees, which is approximately after 15 years, 23 years, everything is calculated and it is already adjusted in the sheet as one of the expenses. Like your house 45 upgradation can go up to 53 lakh rupees. Your international holiday can go from 6 lakhs to 10 lakh rupees. Then your education goal from 15 lakhs it could be 47 and a half lakh. Same thing, marriage from 12 lakhs it will become a 45 lakh rupees. Okay, so this all particular expenses automatically it gets calculated and it will tell you finally how many years you can survive. So now look at, it is telling you can survive for 60 years. Now if you want to go and change again inflow, as I mentioned, somebody wants to go 60 as a debt. If you go with a 60 as a debt, still you can survive for 60 years, but almost you will be over with the entire money you have. Okay, so you can keep on playing with this number. You can change this number to 11 percentage, 12 percentage and check. So if you increase back to 11 percentage, you see you have again good corpus left out even though you have 60% in debt. Okay, this will generate a summary sheet for you. Summary sheet will tell you at a high level what should be your retirement corpus, how much emergency corpus you should have, how much health insurance you should own, how much of a term insurance. I know here it is showing negative because already your corpus is 2.86 and health insurance, sorry, your term insurance is not required because already you have a good corpus. And then it's showing the distribution between equity versus debt. So it says 61 39%, 61 in equity and 39% in debt. Then there are some useful URLs provided for your quick references. You can use them for various reasons. Let's say you want to evaluate various mutual funds, you can go to value research, money control or economics time. You want to do your KYC, you can visit CBL India. If you want to check SIP calculator, if you invest 5,000, how many years it will take, or vice versa. If I invest 5,000 after 25 years, what amount will be there? So you can do all these checks and balances using these various URLs. And then finally a detail plan sheet is filled. This is not actually filled data because it's like I don't want you to get influenced by this data filled sheet. So what are the various emergency short funds you should have? The fund names will be here. Which health insurance policy is more suitable for you? That particular product name will be here. Which term insurance you should buy, and that term will be here. This here you will have the 4 different mutual fund names you should be buying. And then for if you have anybody ATC options, it will recommend you what are the ATC options you can opt for a tax savings. And for debt options, if you already having a PPF but still you need to invest some more money, what are the various options you should go, how much of gold you should be investing, and if you have any short-term goals pre-retirement, how to achieve them, that also will get displayed over here automatically that you can do. Just I'll show you one with one example. Okay, so it is showing you, so there will be a 3 to 4 short-term pre-retirement goals, you can say, not a short-term. Child education will come before retirement, your upgrade house may come, your health expenses may come, international holidays, all those stuff. So that particular thing, what are the equity funds or the debt funds you should be buying for that. So this each and everything, this sheet will get displayed. Okay, so as I mentioned, this sheet you can view on our website retire by 49, or either feel free to consult us. You can consult us on retireby49 at the rate gmail.com. Feel free to call us on 937108939 or visit our website and you can put up an inquiry on a contact form, and we will get back to you. So with this, I think the entire personal financial planning part is over. If you are interested, if you want to learn more or know more, please do call us. So with this, we end this financial planning course. I hope you have liked the entire series. So go through all the parts: part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and part 5. Try to go one after the other, so it will have the direct link and you can understand and correlate better. Once again, thank you. Have a great day. Bye.